Story number 2. Astro Bot is the most wishlisted SGF game. Christopher Dring over at Game Industry Biz writes, Astro Bot is the winner of the Summer Game Showcase so far, with the most wishlists of all games shown and announced over the past 2 weeks. The data comes from IGN Playlist, which is a backlog and play activity tracker that is available on the web and via a mobile app. I don't ever say via, but I don't know why I just said it just there. But like, it makes me sound like more like sophisticated. You know what I mean? Via.
If you said the data, and that would have really thrown things for a loop.
You're putting me on, bro. That's
double
how
exposure. Different universe, you would have pronounced it differently,
yeah, the chart is based on the purchase intent of over 43,000 gamers and the factors in new wish lists from May 30th, the day of the PlayStation State of Play conference, to June 12th. The interest in Astro Bot may come as a bit of a surprise. After all, Sony stated earlier in this year that they didn't plan to release any major new titles based on an existing IP this year, and this game is due September 6th. Therefore, it's likely even PlayStation had modest expectations for the game, but Astro is the successor to Astro's Playroom, an extended tech demo that was included with every PS5 sold, over 56 million units so far. As a result, Sony has exposed the Astro series to a very large audience already, including the crucial and lucrative early adopter audience, and we might just be seeing some of that audience returning for the sequel. PlayStation may hold the top spot, but the rest of the top 10 is dominated by games that were featured in Xbox's showcase. The number 2 spot belonged to Doom: The Dark Ages, hell yeah, by Bethesda, which opened Microsoft show. The shooter is also coming to PS5, so that has a larger addressable market than some of the other Xbox games in the list, such as Gears of War E-Day at number 3 and Perfect Dark at number 4. One thing worth noting about the chart is that it just counts people who wishlisted the game during this 2-week period. This naturally favors new games that were announced over the past 2 weeks, whereas games that were available to wishlist prior to this period, such as Assassin's Creed Shadows at number 5 and Fable at number 8 and Call of Duty Black Ops 6 at number 9, will already have been had a base of interest that isn't factored in here. Are you surprised that we're getting so much? Really?
Extremely surprised.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like it's a genre that is tough to sell a modern audience on.
Yeah.
I mean, initially we saw some of that backlash of like $70.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was.
$60, yeah.
So, like, you're going to ask me to pay full price, even though like now 70 is kind of like the full price or whatever.
Full price.
I'm extremely surprised because I feel like in a double exposure universe, in another universe, like so many publishers try to make these types of games, and like regardless of how good they are, they just don't hit the massive audience, right?
Yeah.
And I would have bet against there being an appetite for a game like this, regardless of how good it is, right? Regardless of the quality, it just, to me, the number one voted thing or wishlisted game would have been super ultra realistic story title from Ghost of Tsushima or Naughty Dog or something like that. Like, and I'm so happy that is not the case. I'm so happy to have been proven wrong because that's awesome as hell. That means that like there's still hope for this genre. To me, I'm like Paris Lily, Banjo-Kazooie, right? Like there's still hope for something like this. Like if you make it as good as you can possibly make it and you put all your damn heart into it, then something like this can really surprise people. And just like we heard, everybody who played this game at Summer Games Fest loved the hell out of it.
Yeah, no,
and it was just like glowing about it, you know?
This episode is brought to you by Shady Rays. Get ready for the season ahead with quality shades built to last. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered with premium polarized shades that won't break the bank. Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company that offers an unrivaled product that's just as good as any expensive pair we've worn. Durable frames and world-class optics for all outdoor adventures. With an extensive array of styles and colors, you're bound to find the perfect pair of Shady Rays sunglasses. Y'all know I've been outside in the sun a lot playing Pokemon Go, and it's such a great experience wearing Shady Rays when I am out and about looking dope. Every pair of sunglasses is backed by lost or broken replacements. If you lose or break your pair, even on day one, they told us they will send you a brand new pair, no questions asked. Exclusively for you, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Head to shadyrays.com and use code KF20 for $20 off each pair of polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. This episode is brought to you by Harry's. I always hate when I buy something and then I talk to someone else and I realize I way overspent and they got it for cheaper. It's happened to all of us, but getting ripped off is no joke, especially when there's razors involved. The people at Harry's were tired of seeing everyday people paying way too much for low quality shaving products. So they found a way to make beautifully designed razors without laughably high prices. You can get better designed and better value grooming products made by a company that forged their own path in the grooming industry. Harry's has been keeping me looking right for years, and you already know I'm going to count on them for a high quality shave for my wedding. Highest customer satisfaction in the shaving industry. No risk trial. You don't like your shave? No worries. It's on them. Convenient subscription options that allow you to cancel at any time, and you can stop getting ripped off. With Harry's, you can get a shave that's a cut above the rest. Get started with a $13 trial set for just $3 at harrys.com/kindafunny. That's harrys.com/kindafunny for a $3 trial set.
This episode is brought to you by A Better Paradise. From the writers of the Red Dead Redemption and Grand Theft Auto series comes the new immersive audio fiction podcast, A Better Paradise, Volume 1 and Aftermath. Set in the near future, A Better Paradise tells the story of the ill-fated development of an ambitious but addictive digital game world project led by inventor and psychologist Dr. Mark Tyburn. As the advanced software they developed began to deliver unexpected and disturbing results, the team fell apart under strange circumstances and the project was abandoned. The game world and the super intelligence within were discarded, left dormant and undiscovered. Until now. I listened to episode 1 on my way to work today, and the thing that stood out, of course, are the performances, but then as an audio drama fan, it was the use of monologues. There's a whole bunch of talking here as it sets up the world that is not that far from us in the timeline and also not that far from us in the technology, which is disturbing, but I'm quite interested to see where it goes. A Better Paradise is out now and available everywhere you get your podcasts. Go listen today, and don't forget to follow A Better Paradise on your platform of choice to make sure you never miss an episode.
Yeah, I'm weirdly not surprised by this because it's specifically like the IGN like people that have like the app and the account, right, that are doing this. So it's like, to me, I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I'm glad that it's number one, but it's like when you think about what was announced at Summer Game Fest, of course, we have a lot of sequels. We have a lot of, but like, it's PlayStation, right? It's like one of the only PlayStation games that are coming out this year that is a big release and people know this property of Astro. So to me, it's exciting, cool. I'm happy that it's doing well with the hardcore audience. I just hope that this goes to sales, right? Like, I hope that we see this outside. I hope that, I said this the last time I was on KFGD, man, there better be a fucking marketing budget for this game. If this game just comes out and it's just like, here it is, everybody. Okay, like, you know, it needs to have marketing on the places that parents are watching, that kids are at. Like, I need families to play this game.
Yeah.
Because the hardcore audience, like, of course, they're going to get it to 1 million copies, right? But you want it to get it to 10 million copies. You want this to be like, oh shit, everybody that has a PlayStation has this game. And I am still right now, I'm like, jury's out. Like, I hope for the best. I'm preparing for the worst.
We need to find the cure to the YouTube brain rot. Like, we need to find the cure for kids like my nephew who only care about
Skibbly Toilet.
Yeah, Skibbity Toilet, Fortnite, Minecraft, Roblox.
Yeah.
And all of that, like, I'm so glad that games are still very, very successful. Yeah. But like, I'm just so worried about the future of games like this because when kids that grew up in a non-gaming environment, or like, you know, adults that are my age that have kids who grew up not giving a damn about games, and they go $60 robot game or keep playing that free game that you love all the time, Fortnite.
Yeah.
Go for it. Keep on doing that, right? And like, I really want something to kind of push through, and because it feels more and more like games like this may only kind of be skewing towards what adults are really, really into. like
Yeah.
kids that grew up gaming rather than like the new gaming audience, the 10 and 12-year-olds that you hear yelling on Call of Duty. Like that's the audience that I'm worried about. Like what's the single player game that will really kind of grab their attention? And I think we saw massive strides with a huge like now celebrity, I would say, not just an internet celebrity, but someone like Kai Cenat, who really broke through playing Elden Ring, who is not a gamer, does not really do gaming content. I think maybe he mentioned he played Red Dead 2 at one point, and like that's about it.
I didn't know that about him. Really? Okay.
Yeah, no, he does not do gaming. And like everybody assumed like, oh, he's probably a 2K streamer, or he's probably a what? No, like he just doesn't really do that stuff.
Yeah.
But like playing a game like Elden Ring, which I spoke to a lot of people at SGF who work for Bandai Namco, and were like, man, like we have already been a successful game, and like this game was already great for us, and like we saw explosions because of those streams, right? And that was not like a partnered thing or whatever. Like that, like I just want a title like this or like anything to kind of break through that threshold, and like anybody can play these games. You can move away from the other titles. It's okay to play the games that aren't just Fortnite, Minecraft,
Duty,
Roblox, all that stuff.
And you think that Astro has the ability to do that just because every single person has a demo on their PlayStation, right? Like they have the game essentially, right? They have a part of the game. They have an updated version that has
that
more
recognition's
levels.
there.
Exactly. So yeah, again, go back to the marketing, right? I hope that they're able to just be like, hey, this game's out. By the way, if you have a PS5, like it's on your PS5 pretty much. Like you can play a little bit of it right now and get the feeling and understand it. But I also think about like, I think that there is a strong chance that this game sells well during the holidays, just purely because I've had the question so many times, and you've probably gotten this question a lot. Hey, my kid got a PlayStation. What do I get him? And I remember PlayStation 4 being like, oof, knack. Like, what are you getting this kid? Some Lego game, I guess. Yeah, they already had that on the Switch.
Madden, I don't
know. I don't
like,
know. What do you get this kid? So like, this is like an easy one to be like, oh, just get. Yeah, of course, the kid's gonna like it. At least they're gonna, if they play for an hour, sure. Like they're at least gonna have a good time looking at it.
Yeah.
So I'm hopeful for that. I do hope it has that retention as you're talking about. But talking about, mentioned some Xbox stuff earlier. Fable.
Rayman in the Twitch chat says, why would you say knack like that?
Listen, I love knack.
There was a tone there. There was like a knack.
There was an infamous video back then, which I want to find, but I'm like too cringed out to like find it, where I had Greg Miller on a podcast that I did when I was like maybe like 13 or something like that. And on it, I was like, looking at Greg Miller working at IGN doing his thing, looking at him, be like, fucking knack my hit. You know what I mean? Like ironically, being like, yo, knack might be like a hit. Like it might be the thing.
We need to watch out. Batten down the hatches.
Yeah, you gotta look. Greg, you don't know shit. You don't know shit about video games.
Knack is bursting through your door.
Knack's about to be the one. So I'm the number one knack defender, but you know, it's fucking knack.